Saturday, the 29th of June 2019, we left Santa Rosalía. Brian, captain of the Southernese, Pat, the junior captain, Brian's son, and me, Danny, the Bavarian mountain man, and now the explorer of the Sea of Cortez. And the slogan for this adventure: home is where the anchor drops. And I got a new stateroom, which is on the port and bow side of the boat. My old stateroom was at the stern and the starboard side of the boat, over there. Hi Pat!
Yeah, buddy.
How you doing?
Yeah, woo.
Hey purposes, come over here! Yeah, we arrived in Caleta San Juanito after around about 24 hours and 100 miles. Half of the time motoring, half of the time sailing. And
Good sailing though, good
sailing.
6 7 knots hauling in under Jenny Stasel and Maine under first mate Brian Pat. Good sail trim.
Good sail. 2 times man overboard. Well, head overboard exactly. We jumped in a few times voluntarily because it's damn hot.
Feed the sharks.
We arrived yesterday at noon here in Caleta San Juanito with another anchoring spot over there. And we came here to check out this anchoring spot. And yeah, we stayed the night here. Had some good sleep with a lot of heat. And now the wind is blowing again. And as soon as everybody gets up, we make some plans and we'll go further south again. And luckily the wind is blowing to the north, but we'll make it. We changed the Genoa sail and we should be ready to go. There are also some great diving opportunities here in Caleta San Juanito. We saw some turtles directly swimming here next to the boat. I snorkeled a little bit with them, but then they went down to search for food. Well, that's life. On a journey from Santa Rosalía to Caleta San Juanico, we even saw the light contamination of the 3 cities: Guaymas, Ciudad Obregón and Hermosillo. Even though they're pretty far away, 250 kilometers, you could see the light shining over the land from the mainland of Mexico. Oh yeah, and we had some really awesome tacos tonight, and after that we enjoyed the night sky, which was gorgeous, full of stars, shooting stars, the Milky Way, but no moon, so the stars were shining really bright. Caleta San Juanico, we went to Isla Carmen, more exactly to Puerto Balandra, a beautiful little cove, very picturesque, and that's just around about 20 miles, but we made more than 30 because we did some tacking, because we had strong winds directly pointing into the wind. We covered a lot of distance within the last days. Did also a lot of repairment, upgrade work on the boat. Today went all along Isla Carmen from a small bay, Bahia Balandra, up here to the north part of the island, but on the mainland, a bay just north of Puerto Escondido. And here we got a little bit of wind protection right now because the wind is blowing really strong from the south. Definitely 20 knots of wind speed, and yeah, nevertheless we're making good progress heading south. Bahia Chuenque. The water maker is running now, getting some fresh water. It's important, as we didn't get fresh water in Loreto. The reef here, it's a lot of starfish, all colors, black ones, red ones, brown ones. And the first time we sailed with a new Jenny, a new Genoa sail, and it was pretty good. Fast sail. So as we plan to leave this bay tonight, and there's a dangerous reef on the way, just edited a waypoint on our chart to make sure that we don't hit this reef, Danzante reef, which is just 5 feet below water, and I named it Reef Dance and put a skull as a symbol. That should make sure that we miss it. Just sneaking around the corner right now, the sunset. Have a look. Sticking our nose out of the bay to see what's going out there. If the wind calmed a little bit down, because if it's still that strong like today in the afternoon, we will find a neat anchorage. If it's a little bit less windy, we will make the run and go for some miles down to the south. Huge turtle island. Next morning, we covered around about 40 miles last night. Now 5.5 miles missing to Puerto Los Gatos, a place I've already been to. And it's a precious place with beautiful red rock formations. And let's see if something has changed since the last time I've been there, 1 month ago. I suppose the water temperature is pretty much warmer, as well as the air. But let's see. And now we're constant sail again, 5 knots. During the night we were motoring a lot because we were in irons. Strong winds directly against us. Pat did a very long night watch, so Brian and I ran me, got a lot of sleep, and yeah, but I got up at 4:30 AM and still had a beautiful night sky with a lot of stars. I would like to demonstrate you the night sky, but I have no camera with me. You can capture this night sky, the Milky Way, all the stars, shooting stars. You can see here the Sea of Cortez. So you have just to see me. Going into Puerto Los Gatos. And even though we're in the Gulf of California, we're listening to the Bodensee Polka. Music from the Blaskapelle Tegenheim. Here we go! Our anchoring spot for today, Puerto Los Gatos. So I already start tying the anchor. This is Puerto Los Gatos. Last time, 1 month ago, we anchored over there, and this time, due to the south winds, we decided to hide in here, in this little cove. And I think the most beautiful red rock formations are over there on this hill. You can climb it also. There's a little cross on top of it. Pretty cool views. And over there you can walk all along the desert. There's a lot of different cacti, and after around about 1 mile you reach a huge estuary, and on the other side of the estuary there's Tembaviche, a small village, and it has the Casa Grande, the huge house, which has been built by a local fisherman who found a huge how are they called? Who got pretty rich and then built this house, but his children didn't care about the house anymore, so the house is still there, but it's not used anymore. What day is today?
4th of July.
4th of July.
Don't need to tell anybody what it is. Everybody knows 4th of July is Independence Day. Some crazy bunch of colonies thought that they could take on the greatest empire in the history of the world.
Leaving Puerto Los Gatos now. Next stop, La Paz. There's an open weather window right now at Los Cabos to do the bash, to get on the other side, Pacific, and go up to Mag Bay. Yeah, after some night sailing and also motoring, kind of 40 miles we made during the night. My watch was from 2 to 5 a.m. It was okay. Nothing really special happened, just constant going south. And now we're just a few miles from La Paz, already in the Bahia de La Paz. A huge bay, and yeah, constant sail again, 5, 6, up to 7 knots we're doing right now with the Jenny and the mainsail. And yeah, by this afternoon, in a few hours, we should arrive in La Paz to get our new supplies, food, beverages, and diesel and water. Good sail! Oh, I forgot. Now sailing with the Jenny, the mainsail and the staysail. Leaving La Paz. We got 36 gallons of diesel and 36 gallons of fresh water. We are accompanied by a dozen of porpoises out of the harbor. Woo! Wing to wing sail. Going with the wind, with the Jenny and the staysail. Last night was a pretty weird night, according to wind. We first had a pretty constant sail with 6 to 9 knots. Making really good speed with beam reach, and well, that was when Pat handed over his watch to me. But then after just 15 minutes the wind died, and a little bit later we even got headed. So we were just motoring 3 or 4 hours without wind, and when I turned finally over my watch to Brian, wind came up back again and could make some 6 knots. Easy sail. But now, next day, surrounding the East Cape. So we're not anymore in the Sea of Cortez now, already dipping into the Pacific. It's called the East Cape here. Beautiful beaches, beautiful little houses over there. Would be a nice place to buy a house. Now we are accompanied by a bat. Whatever this bat is searching for here, on the open sea. Pretty weird. We're passing by Cabo San Pulmo and the Pulmo Reef right now. Our destination for tonight, Anchorage Los Frailes, which is right behind this corner. New day in Bahia Los Frailes. Good morning, Brian.
Morning.
How are you doing?
Fine. We had a good night's sleep.
A very good night's sleep here. A new sleeping place right on the net of the cat. It was great here. Perfect temperature. A little bit rocky with all the swells here at East Cape, but a very good sleep without bugs. The Cape, the Friars, is a tiny little village with nice beaches, swells for doing surfing, and some nice rock formations, definitely with reefs around. especially north of it, the Great Pulmo Reef, the biggest hard coral reef of the Sea of Cortez. During the winter months, East Cape is also a great surfing spot for windsurfers and kite surfers. But at the moment there is no wind. Father and son having breakfast together. Searching for the best anchoring spot here at East Cape to go surfing and also to find some great diving opportunities.
This is
Waxing the surfboard.
you put, unlike skiing, you put the wax on the top so you don't slip. Where in skiing you put it on the bottom so you do slip.
Have fun, bye! I'm responsible for the boat right now. As Brian and Pat are surfing over there. I tried to get a few footages of them with the drone, bring it up, but well, the 15 minutes the drone was in the air, they didn't catch any good waves. Well, nevertheless, probably I was more hyperventilating than them, because bringing the drone up here with this swell, although we don't have any wind, the boat is shaking around a lot, so bringing it back to the boat, catching it, was pretty damn hard. After a few hours without wind, just motoring, the afternoon wind off from the land finally kicked in and we're starting sailing again. Just around about 10 miles left to Cabo. The sun reflecting in the water. We are in the Puerto de los Cabos. What do you think the Puerto Cabo looks like in the year 2525?
It's going to be a green forest, tropical forest.
Okay.
Because everything is going to get warmer and wetter. And half of this is going to be underwater, but it's going to be good surf breaks.
Nice.
Fabulous diving. Think of all the great, archaeological diving people will be able to do on the sunken city.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, you got to, people got to have a positive approach.
Captain's voiceover. What's the plan?
Plan is to sail west, young man. Go west. We're going to go past San Jose del Cabo's river mouth here. We're going to go past a place called Old Man's and Zippers, a famous surf spots, and then we're going to go past Santa Maria, which is a little cove, and then we're going to hit Cabo San Lucas, where they have a slip waiting for us, and hopefully all of the parts and fuel and water that we want for the first leg of the Baja Bash, 175 miles from Cabo San Lucas to Magdalena Bay. So that's the usually the most challenging part of the bash, and so we're trying to get everything lined up and pre-position at Cabo San Lucas for the big jump on probably Friday morning. We'll see what the great Lord and the wind gods say, but that's what it looks like our opportunity is, and when in doubt, go with opportunity.
Sounds great to me.
Let's just hope it all turns out as great as it looks. But this is a beautiful day just to be on the water. Nothing else. Even if we were just going out for the day, this is a perfect day to go out, sail, show some of your windward performance at the catamaran house with the dagger boards and these new full batten sails, and just enjoy the fact that God and nature has given us the power to cruise along with no noise and no pollution. Outside of that, it's just another day in paradise.
Last large shopping tour before the bash. There are even birds here, Cabo San Lucas. Whee! And something is glowing down there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Fluorescence. So cool, the dolphins. New morning, new sails. You need help here?
Fine.
Purposes! Whee! Yeah! So cool, guys! After around about 1.5 days in the Pacific Ocean and 170 miles to the northwest, we're passing by Santa Magdalena Bay now. You can see the entrance to the very large bay to our starboard side. Magdalena Bay. This is one of the best naturally protected harbors of Mexico.
In fact, it is, they say second only to Acapulco, but this is much larger. This is actually larger than San Francisco Bay, and it's one of the best anchorage bays in the entire world. I mean, it's so huge, it's just not used because nobody lives here. But it's literally can give you an idea of what San Francisco Bay looked like before the Europeans came and started building stuff. It's truly a virgin piece of land that is very well suited for boats and places to moor boats. But it's mostly pangas. A few freighters come in here to San Carlos, but overall it's left to the birds, the seals, and the porpoises, and lots of fish.
We appreciate that. And maybe we'll go in there one day, but today we're just passing by.
Just passing by today, but hopefully next time we come down we're going to go in and spend about a week back in here, at least a week, to be able to really see this area well. And it's full of wildlife, huge mangrove swamps, and the whales come in here and ride the channels. It's one of the things of coming in and watching the whales, especially with their newborns, riding the tides through the channels here, and being able to participate in that. And so that's all one of the unique things about this part of the world. Outside of that, we're about ready to attack, and head out to sea so we don't hit this big rock that's been guarding Magdalena Bay for about 1 million years.
Yeah, we should do that. Okay, we're leaving Santa Maria Bay right now, where we stayed for a night. Changed the Yankee against the Jenny again. And what's the next plan? Where are we going?
First, we're sailing, not motoring. And
that's a nice feeling.
We are going to head towards Turtle Bay, which means it could be Turtle Bay, it could be Ascension, it could be San Juanico. All depend on which way the wind wants us to go. So it's up to the wind gods to decide.
Okay, so we're looking forward to a nice sailing day. Let's see what it brings. After a beautiful sunny day yesterday with a lot of wind, and also a lot of wind during the night, we have now this. An extremely foggy morning. We can't see anything, just fog. And the wind has also died. How many knots?
Max out at 15.2.
After the foggy start of the day, the weather cleared finally up, and we had a good journey with lots of wind, waves, and sun. The little city, village over there is called Abre Ojos, Open the Eyes, and it's a nice spot for windsurfing, kite surfing, as well as wave surfing. And we're anchored in the lagoon of the ballenas and whales, because during the winter months a lot of whales come down here, grew whales, give birth to the children here. So it's a famous spot for whale watching. Right now there are no whales here. Yeah. And wind's still blowing like hell. It's not a neat little anchorage spot here like the other ones we had so far. Wind's blowing with 15 to 20 knots, and Also, we have a lot of swell coming in. It's blowing like hell. The wind is really 20 to 30 knots wind speed here, and yeah, that's really a crazy anchorage. Hope that we stay safe here during the night. What would you say about the wind?
It's not named Mariah today. It's blowing much stronger than predicted, but then that's the Cape effect, which Brian Papp predicted, and I think he saw it on Windy too. So this is what happens when a wind hits a headland. It gets compressed and actually increases its velocity through a vortex effect, if I remember my terminology right. And right now we either stay here, hunker down, and ride it out, or we get blown back about 50 miles to San Juanico, which isn't blowing hardly. It's blowing very much lighter, let's just say that. But looks like everything's holding right now, and we've got a windward shore, so if things did fail on us, we'd be going out to sea rather than being blown onto the rocks. So,
that's a good message.
Yeah, that's, you know, you always want to have a backup in case things don't work out the way you plan.
Windy's producing almost 10 amps. That's a new record on this journey.
Per hour, this should be reducing substantially, and with sunset usually comes much calmer conditions.
Yeah, it already reduced a little bit, so I measured the wind twice again. Yeah. So it was up to 28 knots. Now it's back down below 25, 22.
Okay.
So it's already calming down a little bit.
That's a good indication, and a good indication that our tackle ought to hold. But this hasn't been worn, and I just went and inspected it, and it looks like it's hanging in there pretty well. So with any luck, we will spend the night here, and the winds will be gone in the morning, and we can start making the hop up to Turtle Bay. But like one step at a time. Right now, get rest, and we'll take care of the other things later.
Exactly. Thousands of purposes. It's so beautiful how they are looking up. Try to see what you are doing. Everything full of purposes. Yeah. So cool. Look at that. I believe it. Yeah. It's a new day out here with a lot of dolphins again. Pretty cool. Always accompanying our boat. After 3-4 days in Turtle Bay, in La Bahia Tortuga, with rest, we're heading on now to the Bonita Islands. It's a little bit bumpy right now. Swells from all direction, probably because of the islands around. Swells bumping off. Approaching Bonita's Islands. Around about 2 hours passed since we left the Bonita's Islands, and we're now making good speed again. 6, 7, 8 knots. The Jenny and the mainsail. We're approaching the Ranger Bank Banco Ranger. Good place to catch fish because it's a relatively it's a bank. It's a bank where a lot of fish are around, and we have a good trolling speed at the moment, 7-8 knots. Let's see if we can catch some fish here. Rough sea, a little bit swelly, but yeah, we're doing great here. After a wonderful snorkeling and diving day, we had a second part of the day with wonderful, comfortable sail with 6, 7, 8 knots. Really great towards our direction where we want to go. So nothing could be better. Really perfect. And now, tonight, we're gonna have a wonderful fish, Sierra, which we caught another day. Kelp, kelp, kelp. So much kelp.
Stopping is dead.
Kelp is nice when you go snorkeling or diving, but not if you want to move.
Good way. This is how the old sailing ships used to clean their bottoms.
Kelp oil helps to calm down the sea.
It actually helps calm it down too. It's the whole thing. The whole biomass reacts with the water in different ways. But I mean, you think you're in a harbor, practically the way it calms everything down.
So we're here in between 50 and 60 feet deep water. That means that it can grow pretty deep.
It all depends on how clear the water is for the plants to be able to grow.
Yeah.
So if it's clear, the deeper they can go. 80 foot is usually about the limit along the coast. And they get as shallow as the waves break, because the waves will destroy them if you're out. If they're getting too shallow, because the waves will break and then tear them apart. So sort of a range of what's deep enough to take root, what's shallow enough to take root and deep enough not to be torn up by the surf.
And always rocks. No sand.
As the Lord said, you must build your church upon a rock, not upon sand.
Exactly. All kinds of fish are hiding underneath the kelp. And even sea otters use it to hide in it. As soon as we're getting out of the kelp, the sea is getting bumpy again and we're picking up speed. Finally. From 2 knots to whatever, 7 knots again. Approaching San Martin Island, completely in the fog. You can see it, but the view is pretty bad. It was around about 145 nautical miles from our last stop from the other island, I don't remember the name right now, to this island, and we needed 2.5 days. Good pace during most of the time, but also some periods where we just were motoring, like right now. There's a wind lull, no, very slight wind, but you can't really use it because it's coming from the direction where we want to go.
Nice of you to save us a spot.
Oh yeah, you take mine, man.
I know, I'm so crowded.
Where were you guys last?
Where were we?
Benito?
Tortuga Bay a few days.
Bonito.
Long haul.
Great sail.
Yesterday, yeah?
Nice.
You know, 6, 7 knots sometimes. It was just
Wow.
5 constant.
I got about 7 hours of sailing from Sanders to San Carlos.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where are you going now?
Cold net.
See you later.
Have a good one, guys.
You too. Bye.
You got AIS?
Just receiving.
Give me a call. I'll try to stay on 16 or 20,
Okay.
16.
I'm on 16.
16.
After long passage without anchoring, now anchoring again. Untied.
You have a great sail, and it looks like the conditions are pretty good. We came in behind Sacramento Reef yesterday, and it was really easy sailing, thanks to Joe's advice.
Great, cool. All right, you guys have a good time here. I'll be back on 16.
Roger that. Southern East back to 16.
And I've a very, let's call it, interesting night watch after me, because first of all the wind was playing some tricks on me. We were motoring and then the wind was picking up more and more, so I rolled out the Jenny, and well, after just a couple of minutes the wind changed its directions, so we got headed and I made a 360.
What does getting headed mean? Watch your terminology without explaining what it means.
Getting headed means that you're facing directly into the wind with the sail, with the bow of the boat. And yeah, that's bad if you're sailing.
And the wrong way, yeah.
So yeah, I had to adjust that, and then the wind came from the other direction, and well, it was actually pretty weak, so we had to motor again. And then another thing happened. The depth sounder of the boat played very weird things. So we were in 300-foot deep water, and then suddenly, a few seconds later, it dropped down to just 40 feet, 20 feet, and I think, what the fuck is going on?
19 feet.
19. That was the lowest
Scared the hell out of
score I saw. And I oh shit, what should I do? And well, it was playing really, going up and down like a roller coaster. And I suppose that the bottom of the sea, or the ground, was not that shallow, but it was seagrass and
The kelp is so thick that it could set off the alarms. That's what we think happened. There's rocks down there, but I don't think they're that big. But the kelp comes up from the bottom very fast and can grow. The water is very clear. It can grow very deep.
must have been happening, because we compared it to the electronic navigation chart and also a map, and both of them said that we're well in kind of 100 feet deep of water or more, maybe a little bit less, but not that shallow as the depth finder told us. Leaving Isla San Martin, next stop San Diego, 144 miles to go. 7 to 8 knots, pretty good, nice speed, comfortable sail, but it's starting to rain. The first time really raining now. And yeah, if you're standing here, it's not that comfortable anymore. Back here, you can stay dry. Rainy, cold and chilly. That's what I like in the Pacific, up in the north. Sweet purposes. So beautiful. I love these animals. Here in the northern part of Mexico, there are not only porpoises around us, but also plenty of huge freight container ships, cargo ships, a little bit bigger than our boat. And this was our journey in the waters of Mexico. Check out one of my next videos to see the arrival in San Diego and other interesting things of our journey.